Hi, welcome to Journey to the Jungle Lesson 4. Today is Thursday the 25th of February. Our learning intention is I can identify and use conjunctions and fronted adverbials. We've covered this a bit in school, but I'm aware we're all probably a little bit rusty and a little bit tired. So we're going to go through today what a conjunction is and what a fronted adverbial is. We're going to look for them in the text and we're going to write sentences using them. To begin with though, we are going to do our daily trip through our diary log map that we created on Tuesday. So here's mine coming up next, and then we'll move into today's learning. Put your date and learning intention in your book ready to go. I get up early in the morning, ready to explore the Atlantic jungle. I pack my rucksack, my walking boots, I put them on, my sturdy walking boots. I get my camera ready and I leave camp at 6 a.m. I trudge through the jungle taking samples of flowers. My favourite is the thorny bush with little yellow flowers on. The little yellow flowers smell like ice cream. I admire neon bugs crawling up the sides of trees. One bug in particular captures my attention. It has 2 sets of wings, looks like a caterpillar, and it has 20 legs, and on the end of each leg it appears to have hands. I measure the circumference of trees to see how old they are. These trees are so tall that they remind me of a beanstalk in a book that I've once read. They're so tall I can't even see the top of them. I eventually come to a clearing in the jungle where I see a turquoise pond-type lake with neon fish jumping over the top of the water. I sit in the pink grass and let the purple sunbeams shine down on me. It's beginning to get late, so I make my way back to camp so that I'm not lost in the jungle. I return to my tent and unpack my samples where I've been keeping them safe in my rucksack all day. Let's start off with conjunctions. Nice and easy, get our brains warmed up. A conjunction links 2 or more words, phrases or clauses, so they can link sentences, list words, or link phrases together. So there are 2 main types of conjunctions that we use within our sentences. Can you remember what they're both called? Okay, there's 2 different types. See if you can jot anything in your book or say anything out loud that you remember. Let's go through them now. We have coordinating conjunctions. So coordinating conjunctions can join. For example, and. Now they link 2 main clauses together. Okay, so 2 sentences that make sense on their own, they've joined together. Okay, and they could create an equal pair, they make them balanced. And we remember these by using the acronym FANBOYS. Do you remember FANBOYS? Get your fans out. The other type is subordinating conjunctions. For example, when. And they introduce a subordinate clause, something that doesn't make sense on its own. Okay, so coordinating conjunctions can join 2 things that make sense. Subordinating conjunctions can join 2 things, one that doesn't make sense on its own, something that doesn't make sense on its own. So let's go through this in more detail. So here they are. Here are your fanboys and your subordinating conjunctions. We remember with I saw a wubub. I don't know if you remember doing that with me, but that was that little purple creature. Okay. I saw a wubub. I saw a wubub. And then we have our fanboys. It might be worth you jotting these in your book now to help you in the lesson. Don't want you panicking and thinking, I can't remember them, Miss Foster. Have a moment now, pause the video and write down for, and, nor, but, or, yet. So, fanboys. And I saw a wubub. If, since, as, when, although, while, after, before, until, and because. There are more than this on the I saw a wubub, but those are the main ones we like using. So fanboys, let's focus on fanboys. If you hadn't finished copying them in, just rewind the video about 10 seconds and you'll be able to pause the video to jot them down. But here they are, fanboys. So let's start with a simple sentence to use these fanboys to our best. A simple sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought, okay? It's a complete little sentence. And it must contain a subject, so a person or a place or a thing, and a verb. So you want a noun and a verb in there. I can't underline verb. Why are you not playing games with me? Ah! Hold on, we're having a technical error. Right, there we go. It's underlined verb about 3 times. Sorry about that. So we want a noun and a verb. So, can you spot the subject and the verb in these simple sentences? Oh, it did it for us. That was too quick. So Ewan, this is our subject, our noun, and he likes ice cream. Oh no, it didn't do it for us. I've done it for you. What am I doing? Ugh. Well, I'll have to try again in a minute. So Ewan likes ice cream. So Ewan is our subject. Should really do that in blue, seeing as they've done it in blue. Ewan. And the verb, the thing that he's doing, is he likes ice cream. Okay, so can you do the same with Shamil likes yogurt? Where's the noun? Where's the verb? So this is our subject, Shamil. And he likes yogurt. So he likes it. Okay, now they go together, they're paired together. Because yes, I know that yogurt and ice cream are nouns. We all know that, they're things. But the subject and the verb, they're agreeing with each other. Okay, so Ewan is the thing that is liking the ice cream. Shamil is the thing liking the yogurt. Alright, I would say person, but I'm saying thing because it helps us with our subject. So, oh, there we go. Both of these are simple sentences and they make sense on their own. Ewan likes ice cream, Shamil likes yogurt. Done, finished. But they like, we're talking about what they like. So can you join these simple sentences with a fanboy? For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Which ones fit? Let's have a look at which one I've done. So say it verbally which one you think fits. Don't have to write all this down. So when we link them together with a conjunction, we join them. Okay, remember your joining hands. We do that at school. I don't know if you can remember. We just put our hands together and join the two pieces of our puzzle. And we've formed a compound sentence, which is two bits that make sense on their own, joined with an and. Okay, so that's our fanboy. There are 7 conjunctions that we could use. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Which ones could we use? Is there more than one? So you might have picked one already. See if you can think of another. So let's say it to make it make sense. Ewan likes ice cream, for Shamil likes yogurt. So that's saying he likes it because Shamil likes yogurt. Is that the case? Do you like something because somebody else likes something else? No. So for doesn't work. So let's cross that one out. Ewan likes ice cream and Shamil likes yogurt. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Ewan likes ice cream, nor Shamil likes yogurt. Well, that's saying that one thing doesn't happen because another thing, one thing happens because another thing doesn't, sort of thing. Okay, so neither nor. You're sort of saying, I don't like ice cream, nor do I like butter. That's not true. I like both. So nor doesn't fit. Ewan likes ice cream, but Shamil likes yogurt. There we go. That makes sense. Ewan likes ice cream or Shamil likes yogurt. That doesn't make sense. Ewan likes ice cream, yet Shamil likes yogurt. This does make sense because we're saying, even though Ewan likes ice cream, Shamil likes yogurt. So yet he likes this instead. Okay? Ewan likes ice cream, so Shamil likes yogurt. That does sound right, but think about it. Because Ewan likes ice cream, you're saying, so Shamil has to like yogurt. Is that the case? No. So it doesn't quite make sense. All right. More verbal ones. We're not writing these down. We're doing it all out loud. You can write them if it helps you. So next ones. It was time for maths. My pencil broke. Verbally, which one fits? Have a think. Ready? Which one could be correct? So, it was time for maths. My pencil broke. It was time for maths for my pencil broke. Is it time for maths because your pencil broke? No. So it doesn't make sense. It was time for maths and my pencil broke. Yes. So there are some common ones that we will see that we keep using over others. It was time for maths, nor my pencil broke. Nope. It was time for maths, but my pencil broke. Well, there you are. That's one that works, isn't it? It may have been time for maths, but I can't do it because my pencil broke, Miss Foster. Well, go and sharpen it then. It was time for maths, or my pencil broke. Well, the pencil didn't break as a result of it being maths, did it? Okay, it's not one or the other. They both happened. It is time for maths, and my pencil broke. It is time for maths, yet my pencil broke. So it may be time for maths, yet my pencil's broken. What am I going to do? It was time for maths, so my pencil broke. Did your pencil break because it was time for maths? Sometimes you might want it to break because it's time for maths because you don't want to do maths. But I don't think that's the reason the pencil broke. Probably pushing on it too hard. This one I would sort of say is a bit of a half one, so we'll underline it instead. Okay, another one. Jack had lots of friends. He was a friendly boy. So Jack had lots of friends, for he was a friendly boy. Sorry if you can hear my cat climbing up the chair behind me. He's really trying to get in on this video. So Jack had lots of friends, for he was a friendly boy. Well, that's why he had lots of friends, okay? That's your reason why. Okay, Jack had lots of friends and he was a friendly boy. That works as well. Jack had lots of friends, nor he was a friendly boy. So you're saying one or the other. Well, that's not the case, is it? He is a friendly boy. He's got lots of friends. So nor doesn't work. I'm going to use the black again so you can see it easier. Jack had lots of friends, but he was a friendly boy. You're sort of saying that he cannot have lots of friends. Hang on, let me get this right. Jack had lots of friends, but he was a friendly boy. I'm not sure about that one. That one's a bit tricky, isn't it? He has lots of friends, but he's friendly. But is contradicting, isn't it? But is saying the opposite. So it doesn't really work, does it? Jack had lots of friends, or he was a friendly boy. Again, it's not an option. It's not between the two. Jack had lots of friends, yet he was a friendly boy. Again, that's sort of saying one's not true, one is true. Jack had lots of friends, so he was a friendly boy. So this one does work because it's saying, it's giving you a reason. He has lots of friends because he's a friendly boy. Okay, so he is a friendly boy. My little cat Mish is trying to say hello, so just give me a moment. I do apologise, I can't seem to get rid of him. So he's going to sit here with me, and if you can hear some purring, I'm really sorry. But I can't get rid of him because he wants to stay with me. Let's skip this one. I think we've done plenty now. I saw a wub-up. So subordinating conjunctions, okay? These join sentences that don't make sense on their own. They're not full sentences. So I saw a wub-up is the acronym we use to help us remember the first letters of some of the most important conjunctions. Let's have a look at them. If, since, as, when, although, while, after, before, until, because. I saw a wub-up. Now, can you spot the subordinate clause and subordinating conjunction in this sentence? So where is it? So you've got them jotted down in your book. Where is the I saw a wub-up word? Can you spot it? So remember, the I saw a wub-up word goes with the subordinating conjunction. They go together, they're friends. Now, let's have a look together. So here is our subordinating conjunction clause, subordinate clause. And this is our subordinating conjunction, okay? Let's have a look at this one. Whales give birth to live young as they are animals. So find the clause, the whole bit that doesn't make sense on its own. Whales give birth to live young, as they are mammals. As they are mammals does not make sense on its own. And our subordinating conjunction to go with it is the word as. Okay? Let's have another go. The hopeless rugby team lost the game because they hadn't trained. So which bit doesn't make sense on its own? Let's have a look. What do you think? Because they hadn't trained. And that's, we know the word because is our subordinating conjunction in the I saw a wab of words. Now, in the sentences we've looked at so far, the subordinate clauses always come at the end, okay, after the main clause. But watch what happens if I swap it round. When the bell rang, the eager pupils sped into school. That makes sense as well. So you can have your subordinate clause at the beginning, as long as your subordinating conjunction is at the start. However, after our subordinating conjunction, it's super important that we use a comma. Okay, that comma must be there when your subordinating conjunction and clause are at the beginning. Okay, and the comma comes after the whole clause, not straight after the conjunction, after the whole clause. So, when being our conjunction, the bell rang being our whole clause, we then have a comma. The eager pupils sped into school. Okay, so it can be used as part of the beginning of the sentence. Okay, make sure you remember your comma to mark where the clause ends, only when it's at the beginning. Can you swap these sentences around? Can you do that? So in your book, this one's one to practice. Whales give birth to live young as they are mammals. Put the subordinate clause at the beginning and don't forget that piece of punctuation that we really, really need. Now, the other sentence, the hopeless rugby team lost the game because they hadn't trained. Again, can you put the subordinate clause at the beginning and make sure you don't forget that really important piece of punctuation? Pause the video while you have a go at that so that we can look at the answers. So the first one, as they are mammals, the whole clause. Did you remember your comma? Whales give birth to live young. Because they hadn't trained. Have you remembered your comma? So because they haven't trained, the hopeless rugby team lost the game. Don't forget that comma. These are fronted adverbials. Okay, what you've just been doing is a fronted adverbial. So, an adverbial is a word or phrase that is used like an adverb to modify the verbal clause. Okay, you can use them in lots of phrases. I'm going to skip this because it's a lot of information to take in. To be honest with you, we can do this together. We don't need all of this. Okay, so what is a fronted adverbial? It is used at the beginning of your sentence, and they're called fronted adverbials because they're at the front. Fronted adverbials are used to describe the time something happens, the frequency, how often it happens, the place that it happens. So if we have time, we could say in the morning. If we have frequency, we could say every day. If we have a place, we might say at the market. If we have a manner of how something happens, we can say, maybe if it's exciting, you say excitedly. Okay. If we have possibility, it's how likely something will happen. Okay, so we might have maybe or sometimes because it's not always happening, it's the possibility. You could say all the time because that is the possibility as well. It will happen all the time. Let's look at these in more detail. Oh, here we go. So we've got before sunrise for time. Every so often for how often. I said sometimes. We've got at the back of the cave. I said at the market. As quick as a flash, how it happens, okay? Or I said excitedly. And almost certainly. So there's loads. Well, I'll put some examples up in a moment. So how were they punctuated? Did you notice? And they don't have to have a subordinating conjunction at the beginning. How were they punctuated? They had a comma, didn't they? All of them have a comma after your fronted adverbial. Okay, so it's very similar to a subordinate clause, and subordinate clauses are also fronted adverbials. Okay, so have a look in this one. Every fronted adverbial needs to be followed by a comma before the main sentence, the main clause. Where should the comma go in this sentence? Slowly and carefully, they released the juvenile badger back into the wild, so the young badger. Slowly and carefully, they released the juvenile badger back into the wild. So, does this fronted adverbial tell you the time, the frequency, the manner, how it happened, the place, or the possibility of it happening? And where does that comma go? Let's have a look. So have a go at writing this in your book first, and then we will look together. So here we go. The comma goes after slowly and carefully. And that's telling you, it's telling you the frequency, but it's actually also telling you the manner as well, isn't it? Okay, it's telling you how they did it. They did it slowly and carefully, and that isn't the frequency at all, is it? They did it slowly and carefully. I've circled the wrong one. So again, where should the comma go? On Tuesday, Class 12 are visiting the Imperial War Museum. Does the fronted adverbial describe the time, frequency, manner, place or possibility? And where does that comma go? Have a go, write it in your book, pause the video while you do it. So on Tuesday, oh, it's not quite ended up in the right place, has it? Should be right after Tuesday. And it's telling us the time, it's telling us when something is happening. Okay, when something's happening. Have a look at this one. Without a doubt, Billy was going to finish the race in first place. Okay, without a doubt. So where is that comma going? Can you put it in the right place? Don't worry about writing this one out. We've done a few now, so just talk me through this one. Okay, so it goes after without a doubt. And it is a fronted adverbial with possibility. Okay, so he's saying it's definitely going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. And that is how possible it is. It's going to happen. You could say with some doubt, so it might not be definite. With some doubt, Billy was going to finish the race in first place. Right. Let's skip this one. Okay, we've done lots. So laying it out in your book. Laying it out in your book. So you might want to draw a table like this in your book, because what we're going to do is we're going to see which ones we can spot in the text. We've gone through them all, and you can go through them again, and if you're stuck, please, please, please message me on Dojo, and we can go through some together to make sure we absolutely get it before, in case you get stuck. So you might want a column with fronted adverbials and a column with conjunctions. Okay, however you want to lay it out, this is just my suggestion. So we are going to look for some fronted adverbials and conjunctions, okay, whether those are subordinating or coordinating conjunctions. I'm really sorry if you can hear my cat scratching in the background. He's being a little bit of a pest today. He's just decided he wants lots of fuzz. So, today has been an amazing day of discovery. I woke up early and got ready for my trek into the Atlantic jungle. I was excited and couldn't wait to see what lay ahead of me. I packed my rucksack and put on my sturdy walking boots. I made sure my camera was working because I wanted to record as much of the day as possible. I left camp at 6 a.m. Now you can have a go at this without me, or you can do this one with me to begin with. It's up to you. Now I'm going to use my highlighter, and I'm going to spot my conjunctions first. I'm not doing all of them, I'm just doing a few. I'm going to spot some of my I saw a wabub. I'm going to spot some of my fanboys. So today has been an amazing day of discovery. I woke up early and got ready for my trek into the Atlantic jungle. I was excited and couldn't wait to see what lay ahead of me. I packed my rucksack and, so there's a lot of and, so I wouldn't write and 3 times, we'll just write one and put on my sturdy walking boots. I made sure my camera was working because I wanted to record as much of the day as possible. These as, they're not conjunctions, you see. And they're not conjunctions in this situation because they're not joining clauses, okay? They're not joining sentences. I left camp at 6 a.m. Let's see if we can spot any fronted adverbials in there. Let's go through again. Let's go with the green pen. Today has been an amazing day of discovery. I woke up early and got ready for my trek into the Atlantic jungle. I was excited and couldn't wait to see what lay ahead of me. I packed my rucksack and put on my sturdy walking boots. I made sure my camera was working because I wanted to record as much of the day as possible. I left the camp at 6 a.m. I can't see any fronted adverbials in this, can you? Maybe you can take a moment now to turn this one into a fronted adverbial sentence, this whole sentence. Maybe you could do that. That would be a good idea. You could tell me what the fronted adverbial would be. Let's look at the next page and see if we can spot any fronted adverbials together. And then I'm going to let you crack on with it and then we'll do it together. So my page says, first I trudged through the dense forest and collected samples of plant life. My favourite was a thorny bush. It had tiny yellow flowers growing on it, which smelt like ice cream. I can see a subordinating conjunction. I can see a few. I can actually see a fronted adverbial too. Then I studied some of the mesmerising insects that were crawling up the rough bark on every tree. One insect looked like a caterpillar, but had 2 sets of wings and tiny hands on the ends of its 20 legs. Excitedly, I photographed as many creatures as I could because I wanted to show my explorer friends what I had discovered. Take a moment now to see if you can spot any. There's lots on this page. I've seen loads already. So pause the video, have a go, and then we'll go through it together. So the first thing I spotted, now I did my fronted adverbials in blue. So first, I trudged through the dense forest and collected samples of plant life. I've also seen a conjunction in there. And. My favourite was a thorny bush. It had tiny yellow flowers growing on it, which subordinating conjunction. Blue. Which smelled like ice cream. That's a subordinating conjunction. That's I saw a wub-up. Then I studied some of the mesmerising insects that were crawling up the rough bark of every tree. One insect looked like a caterpillar, but had 20 sets of wings and tiny hands on the ends of its 20 legs. Excitedly, how they're doing it, fronted adverbial, I photographed as many creatures as I could because I wanted to show my explorer friends what I had discovered. Again, as in this, isn't actually a conjunction because they're saying as many creatures as I could. Okay, it's not joining the 2 sentences. We can't have that many conjunctions in a sentence. Right. After a short tea break, I measured the circumference of the tallest trees to work out how old they were. One measured 10 metres around, and it was so tall I couldn't see the top of it. It reminded me of the beanstalk and in a famous children's story. Next, I trekked to a clearing and found a beautiful plunge pool. The water was turquoise and tiny young fish were splashing on the surface. I tried to catch one, but they were too fast for me. That shouldn't actually have a comma there, guys, I've just realised. Then it was time for a rest. I lounged on pink grass, soaking up the purple sunbeams, and listened to the strange jungle noises around me. Let's have a look through once you've had a go on your own. I'm going to start with my fronted adverbial after a short tea break. I measured the circumference of the tallest trees to work out how old they were. One measured 10 metres around, and, there's lots of these ands, was so tall I couldn't see the top of it. Now, so isn't a conjunction, because it's not joining 2 sentences, it's an adjective in this. It's actually an adverb. It's describing how tall, so tall, that I couldn't see the top of it. It reminded me of the beanstalk in a famous children's story. Next, fronted adverbial, I trekked to a clearing and found a beautiful plunge pool. The water was turquoise and tiny neon fish were splashing on the surface. I tried to catch one, but they were too fast for me. Then, there should be a comma there, shouldn't there? Purple pen, Miss Foster. Then it was time for a rest. So we've actually got a little fronted adverbial all on its own, sat lonely over here. Need some more long ones. I like the long ones after a short tea break. I lounged on pink grass, soaking up the purple sunbeams, and listened to the strange jungle noises around me. Finally, I headed back to camp because the sun began to set. It sets quickly on a Reno, and because I was worried I might get lost. Ooh, here's a nice one. When I got to my tent, fronted adverbial, I unpacked my rucksack and stored my plant samples safely. I'm really looking forward to where the wardrobe will take me next week. So that's the end of us looking for conjunctions and fronted adverbials. If you would like to go through and write some of your own, that is perfectly fine. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me for English, and I'll see you tomorrow for the final part of the week. Bye!